Greetings and welcome to Grow Moringa Farms in Plant City, Florida. I'm Kendrick Henry, your local USA moringa farmer. Today, we're having a local meetup with all of our Grow Moringa Collective members and anybody around the area that would love to learn about growing moringa. We even have people coming by today that are visiting from the Carolinas and Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana. They're all driving in to learn how to grow moringa. And we'd love for you to visit us every Saturday for the next 6 weeks. We're gonna be doing this until about summer. By June, it's gonna start raining every morning and every day it's just gonna be too hot and muggy, but we'd love to enjoy this beautiful spring weather that we're having here in West Central Florida. So come by every Saturday between 10 and 2 to Grow Moringa Farms in Plant City, Florida. Today, I'd love to show you how to harvest one of your moringa trees right after the cold weather. So we just experienced a frost like 3 weeks ago. I mean, we're in the end of March and we had a frost like in the early middle of March, and it's just now starting to come back. So we get a lot of questions about, do you have loose leaf in bulk or do you have powder in bulk? And surely I could supply you with powder from other countries and from regions that grow moringa all year round, but a lot of our customers love local and they love USA moringa. So we just want to start teaching and educating everybody about the moringa tree, its cycles, and when season starts to be able to harvest some of the fresh greens. You can see they're just now starting to come out. The sun's just coming up. The dew is on here. See, what happens is, since these leaves are so sensitive, there isn't really a thick cell wall to protect them from frosting. If they get hit with any cold weather, they're going to go ahead and get affected. And actually, matter of fact, mostly all of our trees here that we had about that were about like 6 foot tall, we had to cut back in like January, February, because we knew the frosts were coming. This tree here, we planted it last June, so it's been here about 9 months, and she was huge. She was a cutting, and she was about 6 foot tall. We cut her back after she grew back, and we've been harvesting her here for about a year. We've gotten about maybe 50 grams, 100 grams off of this one tree. And I'd love to just show you really quick how you can come by to your trees and harvest the greens very easily without hurting the tree, and she'll come back even stronger next time, even on a very small tree. And this is how we're gonna keep these trees bushing out and bushing out and bushing out. So naturally, the leaves don't really have a long shelf life. They don't live very long. It's just a part of the tree. It's just a characteristic of the tree. So they're gonna start yellowing from the bottom up, and they're gonna start falling off. You wanna grab them before they begin to yellow. So that's exactly what we're gonna start doing. Some of these lower leaves are already starting to yellow and drop off. Let me take one of these very low ones. You can see here, it's already starting to spot a little bit. It's a little bit yellow. And so we're gonna start moving our way up in this tree to begin harvesting. And you can simply just start popping some of these branches off along the sides to get a nice little bundle of fresh greens. Now, we sell these at the farmer's market for about $5 a bundle. And you can also offer you-pick opportunities on your moringa farm, so that way people can come in and grab fresh greens. This is the best way to consume moringa. Fresh is best. So we're gonna keep popping these off. You can see I'm not using any tools, just using simple hand methods. Saying thank you, Miss Moringa, for all of your abundance and growth and love that you provide. All the proteins, vitamins, and minerals that you have, giving us all of the things that we need to live healthily. Look at that beautiful bundle of greens here. You would never think this is on such a small little tree here, but you can see she's starting to get exposed here. This is a nice little stump that we planted in here, solid. We're on about 2 feet of mulch, and we dug a hole, put the cutting in, didn't have any roots in it, dug a hole, put soil, sandy soil, composted soil, put some biochar, some worm castings, some azomite rock dust in there, mixed it in the soil, then stuck the cutting in there that didn't have any roots. And she was pretty tall at the time. Then after a few months, throughout the end of the summer, we cut her back. Then between the summer and the winter, by the time we got to December, January, she was already 6 foot tall again. And then we cut her back in January, and now here she is since January. So this is about 2-3 months worth of growth during winter time, and mostly all of this growth has come back in the last 2 to 3 weeks. This is why we're doing this now, because all the trees are starting to come back. So we're just gonna keep getting her back here, and I'll get up and just gonna wanna show you how to make a quick harvest off of your trees to prepare it for another flush. So we're gonna be flushing this tree back out. And she's gonna get real thick again here real soon. You can see we're starting to expose some of these branches. We may not need to keep every single one of these branches. We wanna say grow it strategically and structure the tree to how we desire. And that looks like that's pretty good. Look at all these greens that we just got here. This is probably about maybe 20 grams or so once it's dried. Weight wise, this is probably about maybe about a pound, maybe half a pound. So there's a lot of water weight in there, and it's about 4 to 5 times more weight when it's wet than it is when it's dry. Sometimes it can be even like 7 times. So we'll just keep popping these off here. We're just gonna be moving our way up. Now, these two are really close together. I'm gonna go ahead and just pop this entire stem off here. I just pulled this entire stem off here. It was just really close together to the other ones. It just didn't really seem like it had a lot of room. So I'm just strategically grabbing some of the main stems so that way the other stems get bigger. So like even some of these smaller stems on this side here, I'll come around this side. Oh no, I kind of like that one. This one's a little bit, seeing here. Pull this one off here. Just kind of pulling any of the little suckers off. That way the other stems get thicker. So here we go. Just doing a nice little harvest here. Look, now she's kind of trimmed back. You can see the base, exposing it, getting some sun. I might pull some of this mulch and soil out from the base, so that way it gets more exposed. The root systems get some oxygen and some air. Now the next key thing that you'll want to do is pop the tops. This is going to help your tree flush even more. So you just want to get the tops pop. This is the microgreen. So this would be considered a microgreen, and you could package this fresh in any package and put it on your table at the farmer's market, or even vacuum seal this. And this is a premium product, a microgreen product that can grow on any mature tree, any aged tree. You can still have a microgreen product as long as you're classifying it as the very tip of the greens. You see how they're really small and they're real fresh? That's the microgreen factor. So we just want to pop these tops right off. These are the microgreens. And this is what's going to help it split out even further. Now eventually, and I could leave some of these leaves on here too, like I don't always have to take the top leaf. I can just pop the top and leave that solar panel there, so that way she has some energy to kind of come back. You don't have to take all the greens. And so that's what we'll do here, is we'll just kind of keep these like this. She's got a couple back here to use and absorb some energy to get some power so she can grow back. Now the energy in this tree is no longer shooting out. Now she's gonna start going back down. She's gonna build the root system up a little bit further. She's gonna get a little bit more thick down there. And then she's gonna bring that sap and energy back up, and she's gonna start popping out new buds here in the next few days. So this will split into 2 new tops. This will split into 2 new tops, and every single one of these nodes here, we call the collars, are going to potentially sprout with a whole new stem. Just like this main stem here. So like this would be like the main stem, and this is like a branch that comes off of the main stem. So you have your branches and you have your main stems. There's going to be main stems that come out of these little stems here. So great little tip in learning how to harvest your moringa tree as it starts to come out and bush out, so that way you don't let the greens go to waste. Beautiful. And we'll start doing this with all the other trees that we have here on the property that are just now starting to come back. I'm really glad that you had a chance to join us today. We're going to be getting ready for people to come in. It's almost 10 o'clock. So we're open every Saturday between 10 and 2 if you'd like to meet with me. A lot of people are calling and texting, and when can we come by? When can we come by? Just come by on Saturdays between 10 and 2. We have an open farm. We'll give you a couple tours around throughout the day. We've got our products lined up so that way you can see all the things that we're making and just enjoy a Saturday morning with all of your other enthusiasts, moringa growers around the country. In Florida, we're starting to build up little hubs of moringa growers and members around the country, around the world, and especially in Florida, but just because of the weather. So we've got hubs popping up in Punta Gorda and Fort Myers and Sarasota and Naples. We even have some hubs and chapter locations starting to pop up in Orlando and even Lakeland. We had some greens supplied to us from our Lakeland growers. We have, of course, Tampa and St. Pete is popping with tons of moringa growers. So if you'd like to join the membership and get in and get yourself and your business on the map so that way millions of people can find you. A lot of questions that I get are, hey Kendrick, do you know anybody that grows moringa in my town or my city? Well, it just so happens that I do. And we've got hundreds, over 300 members now in the membership in the Grow Moringa Collective that are all learning, teaching each other, sharing each other's materials, and just getting to know each other, hanging out, meeting up, forming business relationships, partnerships, and they're actually helping each other harvest each other's properties. They have this one chapter down in Punta Gorda, and they have about 5 of them, 5 locations around that are closest to them, and every week they'll all go to one location and help out with whatever they need help with. Then the next week they go to the other location and help out with whatever they need help with. And this is cooperative and collectively growing the moringa tree. And I'd love for you to stop by. If you have any questions, you can call or text 813-567-3100. And I really appreciate you for joining us, and subscribe to the YouTube channel below. And I'll see you soon. Ciao. Prosperous growing.